we're going to add another way for our NPC to move throughout their waypoints. Last time we added looping through them. This time let's add a random path mode. This one should be super easy, right? So take a look at our updated flowchart here. So we're of course checking first, do we even have waypoints? And if we do, the next thing we need to check is what is the path mode? If it's random, we're just going to set the target to a random waypoint and move there. If it's not random, we will do all the stuff that we just programmed in the last set of videos. So pretty simple. There's quite a few ways that we could do this, right? We could create a bool for like, is the path random? And based on that, we could either pick randomly or pick the next waypoint. We could probably also create an enum of different kinds of movement types, like the different path modes that our NPC could take. We could even in our script, we could create a whole other coroutine even. Instead of this move routine, we could have another routine called move randomly. Although I like that less, I'd rather have all of our movement in one place so that when we have issues, we know exactly where to debug. I think that we should go ahead and go with creating an enum. So all the way up at the top of here, let's go ahead and just like how you saw us create an enum for NPC behaviors, let's create a private enum for path mode. And the modes we currently have are looping and random. Just like our NPC behaviors, how we have a current state right here, we also need a private path mode called like current path. And let's go ahead and serialize the field as well, just so we can change that in the inspector. So all the way down in this move routine, it's going to start to get a little bit more complicated as we go. So I'm going to delete some of these comments to try and make it smaller. So at the very beginning, we're setting our agent to the very first waypoint on their list, right? And it's only when we get to the next one, if our distance is less than 1 and we have to pick where to go next, this is when we should check, hey, what mode of path are we in? And perhaps we'll do it the same way that we did for our states, whether or not we're engaged, alert, or searching. We could use a switch statement in here, right? So we could switch between our current path modes. I'm gonna open up a curly bracket here, and then I'm gonna end the curly bracket all the way down here. Did I do that right? Let's see. I think these brackets are right. Something like this. And maybe this is upset because I didn't add any cases in yet, but this is sort of what we're looking with. So the very first case that we have is path mode dot looping, right? And then you do a colon. So if we're in path mode dot looping, we want to do all of this, and then we'll put a break statement below. At least I hope that it will let us. Yes, just like this. And then the next case that we could be in case path mode dot random colon and then a break statement. So if we are in random, we need to set our current waypoint to a random dot range between 0 and the waypoints dot count. Would it be waypoints dot count minus 1 because it's between 0 and 4? Oh, except random.range, I think with integers is exclusive. So it will exclude the last one and go between them. I think we'll have to play around with this. And then we just need to do the same sort of thing. We need to check if pause at each waypoint is true, then we yield, return, wait for seconds, however long you want to wait. And that's it. Sick. Okay, so if you want a little mini challenge, you can go ahead and pause the video right here and try to complete the pseudocode on your own. If not, no worries. I will walk you through a solution for that right now. So we need to set our current waypoint to a random.range. So we know that that is current waypoint equals random.range between 0. And here's the thing. So if it's a float, it's inclusive. See, the tooltip says max inclusive, but if it's an integer, which is what this one is, it's exclusive. So it's going to, if I do between 0 and 5, which is the count, it's excluding 5. It's going up to but not equal, I think. So I think we can do waypoints.count and it won't give us an error. If it does, then we know we need to do waypoints.count minus 1. But I think because it's exclusive, we can do it like this. And then one more thing, I'm actually just going to copy this, Command C, and paste that, Command V. So for pausing at each waypoint, we will pause. Cool, beautiful. Let's save this and test it out. So on our NPC here, we now have a current path mode. Oh, I should say current path mode. Okay, yeah, OCD here, because that for some reason makes me feel better about it. Let's go to, where is it? Current path. I'm going to right click and rename this to current path mode. Sorry, enter. It makes more sense to me. And now if we hop back into Unity on the NPC AI script, you should see a current path mode. Okay, there. I don't know. Made more sense to me. Doesn't change anything else though. So current path mode, we have looping or random. I'm going to choose random, and I'm just going to let it run for a bit, and hopefully it won't break. If it breaks, the error that we're going to see is a null reference exception, right? Where it's looking for waypoint element 5, but that doesn't exist. So let's see. I'm just going to let it run for a little while. And it is working. It's randomly picking waypoints. So it went to, yep, it's going not in the order that I have in the list. And sometimes it might pick the same waypoint that it's already at, which will just sort of make it look like it's pausing there for longer, which is cool. Yeah, this seems to be working. I'm going to make sure that it's made it to all 5 waypoints, which at this point it has. Awesome. Okay. Round of applause on this one. We're going to call this one good. Good job in this one. Hopefully this was helpful. You now have 2 path modes that you can do. In the next one, we're going to take a look at maybe reverse looping through the waypoint. So we're looping in one way. We could loop the other way instead. Maybe that's something that's useful to you. Sick. Okay, good job in this one. And I will see you in the next one.